Yo, what's good? We are live once again. LFG, LFG. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Speed Lab. We got some fun stuff to cover once again today. Ooh, Coach Tony Holler, the 400 is a sprint. Think I could watch this without getting demonetized? I doubt it. They do to let you watch stuff. Um, I wish there was a way to know if you were going to get demonetized before you watch something. Maybe there is. I guess we'll skip it. Okay. We'll go ahead and yes, very good. Well, first things first, got to talk about this Grand Slam track, Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So that's pretty sad. Pretty sad for the runners, pretty sad for everyone involved. Athletes trusted him, their trust was misplaced for sure. What does it mean? I guess no one's getting paid, basically. Yeah. But we do have more fun stuff to cover. We have a presentation and we have some film review. So let's go ahead and get into our presentation. I hate when it does that. Let's see. Stop screen. Yeah, here we are. Okay. Bro, how do I? Okay, very cool. Got the little animated thing right there. So this is a presentation I put together just because I used to work in a lab and I love biology. And as you see, running isn't just mechanical, it's biological. We have the physics of running that I think is great. And so we're just evolving into the next spot in that series. So let's get started. Running isn't just mechanical, it's also biological, which on the surface makes a lot of sense. So you have the speed trinity. I love this little speed triangle here where I'm always balancing, stride length, frequency, and efficiency down here. But this is the biological speed trinity. So we have the nervous system. That's going to be one piece of your biology, of your physiology. Then you have your muscle tendon system. How quickly are they able to respond to things? How well do they work together? Um, and then you have your energy and hormones on the other side here. And these three things can decide if you're fast or not. So, who am I? I'm Coach Chase. I spent 23 years in track and field. I've done cool things like D1 scholarship and some stuff after college. I still train, I still coach. But my biggest challenge in life was not one that was on the track. So, after running, or actually while I was still running, still competing in circuits with professionals and stuff, I was working in biotech. So I spent 6 years in biotech, studied fairly hard, got like a post-bac pre-med. In 2017, I was diagnosed with UC, that's ulcerative colitis. It's an autoimmune disease. So I took my lab experience and I translated it into biological insights to create real world speed gains. For me, it was just trying to get back on the track. Funny is, out of all the symptoms and signs of this disease that I have, the thing that made me realize I was really sick was that I was not able to finish a workout. So I ignored all the other signs, but then the instant day that I couldn't finish my workout was the day I knew something was really wrong, and we'll go over how important that is. Yo, what's good? Brianna. Brianna? How's it going? Sorry about that graphic. I need to take that off. Okay. So running isn't just mechanical, it's biological. If you show up tired, if you show up sick, if you show up low on good hormones, it is killing your ability to perform. What's good? No big Nubix. Nubix Roblox. Hello. Drew Deal. Very good. By the end of this video, you'll get 12 zero equipment speed hacks. So your nervous system is the real speed limit. Your brain decides how fast and how safely you can run. You see these nice, cool graphics here. So the first hack that we're providing you with is a 5-second relaxation scan. So you inhale through your nose, exhale all air, and drop jaw, shoulders. Soften in your body. It says go limp, but I don't think it's supposed to say that. And then the fourth thing is you perform, or in this case, you go sprinting. You have instant speed gains, research backed. The next evolution is how quickly you're able to access and how well you can access your fast twitch muscles. So we have this little Pokemon thing. We have a Magikarp, right? He's here, and then he evolves into Gyarados, which is like your full potential. But this is basically how people train for speed in the Magikarp here, where you see 95% of runners never recruit their highest threshold motor units. So you have hack 2 here, which is 3 by 15 second max effort fast leg or pogo before every session. Wakes up dormant fast twitch fibers in 3 minutes. So if you are not familiar with how to do these, I do have a warm up inside of the Speed Lab to teach you. It should be incorporated into your warm up. So we spoke about it already. Your brain is your safety brake. Poor posture and among many other things can turn your Lamborghini engine into a Prius. The funny thing about the brain being the brake is that there is a point where you run so hard, you run so fast that you're kind of at your max peak of what you're able to do. You know, right before you're ready to give up, and your coach or teammates have to pull you off the track for another set, or you have to run your final event 4x4 or whatever. You end up actually setting a PR. It's like your brain has switched off its protective mode, and it's the old saying that whenever you think you're done, you're really only 40% done. I've experienced that firsthand, where PRs come at the end of a five event day, as in like 4x1, long jump 100, 200, and then 4x4, or at the end of a workout that's really tough. So a posture hack is that you want to poke your chin up and out. You want to be tall. It's called a tall reset, where every 2 seconds while you're sprinting, you say the phrase tall, and it reminds you to be tall. And you do this 3 times before every rep to remove your protective thoughts. And then another biological system that we use is the muscle tendon system that we went over. So elite runners, they bounce. You see neon green Achilles spring. This guy over here is in the bouncing position, and average runner or average jogger slap. So it's like slaps on the ground rather than being active on the ground and pulling. Elites store 50% more energy in tendons. You know what? I need to redo that. I am not happy with that. I will make it much much better. Okay, so we are going to switch gears here. We do have film to review. We have a lot of film, so don't worry about missing that. I need to make that a lot better. Sorry, I am out of it. Okay, so this is one of my athletes. We're doing speed drills here. I have him leaned up against the fence. Um, so the goal for him is to low heel recovery, full extension through the fence. I want him pushing this fence over. And I believe we start with just, let's see. Good. Low heel recovery. Yeah. Nice. And then push that fence over. So he definitely ends up doing it after a while. But if you see in the beginning here, he actually cycles that very first. Watch. So this foot is actually going to come through and around rather than low heel. Or is it the other one? No, that's not too bad. I thought I saw it in normal speed where it was like, yeah, it does. It comes a little bit up here. And what happens is this is a drive phase drill, right? So if as soon as that leg begins to create a cycle rather than a low heel drag, watch this left foot. The ankle came up. It's trying to cycle over. Once it begins to cycle over, you're no longer in your drive phase, and you're actually going to begin your stand up and acceleration to max speed phase. And you really don't want that right away. You want to maintain your drive phase. So that's why we're doing this drill with him. And this similar drill than the previous one, I had him doing 1, and in this one, I have him doing 3. See, his form is actually breaking down a bit there. And this one would be 2. Right. So it's a great drill anyone can use for the dry phase. At the same time, I had him doing cycling on the fence drills. Now, this actually needs to be for one of my other sprinters. I need to show him these drills. He needs these. Brian, if you're watching this, you need to do these. Good. Get 20 of those. 20. So I'm looking for as a full cycle, starting and ending in the same position. So starting here, ending here. I'm looking for him to be strong and stable through this foot that's rooted in the ground. You see how he's actually not strong and stable. You can see actually his midsection moving as he does these. You can see him, he's trying a little too hard. He needs to relax into the motion. And as a result of him trying too hard, he's not getting a full cycle. He's shortening that cycle and needs to actually come all the way back. Let me see if he is. Nope, we're not there yet. Here, this is the other way. See if he's better on this leg. That was a little better. This leg looks a little better. Okay, so we were able to do those. And then we followed those up with a dry face drill. So these are just rolling starts, so not falling. He's going to stand in this position, roll forward until his shins are at about 45, and then he'll take off, ideally with low heel recovery for the first couple steps to keep his drive phase. I also want to see him being active and not waiting on the ground, but striking back. There's the roll. He's not maintaining his triple extension on these. Something weird about these. I think he's just shortening his push into the ground, so he needs to maintain bigger arms. Yeah, his arms are a problem, which makes his legs a problem. So that was part 1 of Satchel. Oh, look at this. More to go. This is part 2 of Satchel.
Back even
Marching
now. Yeah,
drills.
there you go. Good. Drive those elbows back even now. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I had to correct him on his arms there and on those drive phases. Satchel, if you're watching this, you got to use bigger arms. Now we have A skips with the pause and the switch. Looks a little soft. Like not as stiff as I'd like to see it. This is probably really challenging his psoas muscles. And that's the softness that we see. He needs to do core and high speed sprinting. You can get away with some stuff when you go full speed, like because you can kind of trick the eye not to see everything. But like, because these A skips don't look bad, but we know that his A skips with the pause were soft. So now you can kind of see the softness here. In his A skips because of this. I think the switch is also slow. Let's see. Yeah. So that switch is a little slow. This leg should have been snapped up by now. Okay. Let's keep moving forward. By the way, these are much better than I'm being picky here, but these are much better than when Satchel started with me. Those look actually not horrible. But the arms and like the legs are not necessarily in sync. Can you see that? Something weird about that. I think he needs he's not swinging through his hips here on the way down. So he's not driving his arm into the ground. What is that? Play. Oh, here we go. Hands on hips, high knees. One of my favorites. Let's look for the stiffness here.
Yeah. Good. Up tall.
Okay, I'm saying yeah. So what did we miss? Oh, B skips. Yeah. There's a lot of wasted movement and motion. I think he just needs to get stronger in his hips. But that is good to know because that's an easy fix. It's not like there's much too wrong with his form and everything. Uh just soft. See, those look good. Nice. Very good. And those look good. I mean, we did a lot of drills, so like it could have very much been true that he was tired. Michael, thank you for joining recently and commenting and being a big part of the community. The weather looks nice. Yes. Sorry about that. It's California, Cali weather. It is very nice. Okay, rolling start again. Focus on drive phase. Let's watch his arms. Yeah. It just looks very labored. Okay. Like like when he puts his foot down, not much happens in terms of propulsion. What is this? Is that a bound? Yes, he needs bounds. Aha. 100%. Getting a little better. Yeah. He's also staring straight down. Look at that um, posture. Look at the roundness of the back there. Satchel's a very accomplished business guy, so he's probably spent some significant time at the desk and is showing up in our sprints here. He's very much trying to maintain the dry phase, although he's very much out of the dry phase at that moment. Like he's basically out of it here, but tries to trick coach by bending his neck forward. Can't fool me. Okay. Some more hands on hips. Yeah, I don't know why it's not translating. Like those look good. Like you would assume that his reactivity is better than what he's showing. Could have just been. Oh, he was also sick. Yes. Sorry, Satchel. I'm picking you apart here, buddy. Those arms aren't bad. Look at that. We got to figure out how to do that. That looked relaxed too. He's not always relaxed. That didn't look bad. Uh, slow. Yeah. He needs bounds. He needs like Olympic lifts for power. It's just not going anywhere on those. Like that step goes nowhere. That step goes nowhere. That step goes nowhere. Now he kind of starts going places. It takes him 30 meters to get there. And sled pulls. He needs sled pulls. So literally just resistance training, but proper resistance training. I think he lifts maybe a little heavy and probably a little slow. On top of that, I know I said he's sick, but he also needs to learn a relaxation and rhythm. It's crazy what you see looking back because in person, I don't know what I was saying. Let's see if I said anything. I don't speak while they're. Yeah. Okay, that was a lot for Satchel. So without confusing everyone involved, he needs um, rhythm and relaxation, and he needs explosive work, um, Olympic lifts, bounds, sled pulls, things like that. So I work with Satchel. I will get on that with him, and we'll have fun doing it. And so we have one more person. So shout out to this person because they have their first meet coming up on Sunday, and they're going to do great. So let's review the film that he gave me because I have thoughts that I shared with him already, but I'll share with you all. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so there he is on the outside. He's coming around. Got a nice indoor track here. First of all, we got to rate the track. It is an indoor track, so you take what you can get, and you already get extra points because it's indoor. I see basketball hoops here, and that's always a plus for me because basketball was my first love as a sport. So that's extra points. You got your woodways up there. Um, George Mason, you have your kids here working out, got the flag up there, cones. So this track, big fan, gets 8 out of 10, 8.5. So here comes Brian. This is Brian. He's 61 masters and traditionally trained um in marathons and things like that. I think he actually ran regular track in high school, but since then has been doing more marathons. And so a lot of the stuff we work for with him is like um, speed. We had a great conversation actually that I'll probably turn into a podcast on the channel. But here he comes. Let's see what we can see. That's a nice open stride, which we've been working on. Brian, when he started, they were more like jogging strides that he was like a jogger pretending to be a sprinter, and now he actually has a nice sprinter stride there. Nice open and relaxed. I do believe this is a 250, so he actually looked like he was running a bit faster on this backstretch over here when you see him go by. But this is the kind of work he needs. He needs quality reps. He's already gotten his quantity in while he does his training for distance racing and stuff. So he just needs quality work here. This is Brian again. Oh. Ah, okay. This is December 7th. There's 2 December 7ths. Not that one. Okay. Yay, we figured it out. All right, this is Brian. This is one of the ones I wanted to look at because you can see the way he's running is totally leaned back, hitting heel first. And so Brian and I talked about this. It's just a lot of like overthinking for him, which is a lot of people's problem. Like, um, rather than trying to feel what's correct, you're trying to put yourself in the position with your brain, but you can't really do that. You just kind of have to feel what's happening, and you'll be able to feel the ones that are correct and feel the ones that are incorrect. And so on almost all of these, his center of mass is behind him, and he's very much rotating in front of himself. Right, these cycles are happening away in front, and nothing's actually pushing him behind. So as he's striking the ground, he's just kind of pitter pattering rather than like slicing, rather than grabbing the track, grabbing the ground. And I just wanted to show this. I showed him this already, but it's very obvious in these that that's what he's doing. Look how far that foot is in front, and he's about to contact the ground. Okay, but let's see. He actually fixed it on this day. So here he is doing his drills. So again, this will translate into his running because look at the angle of that, right? That's supposed to be directly underneath. So Brian, don't let your heel drift out away from you like that. It's kind of a cheat code to bring your knee higher, but because I know what I'm looking at, I know why you're doing it, which is that you want to get your knee higher, so you have your foot. What is up with this? Lead the way rather than punching your knee. But then knees look good. So the posture drills that he's up to helped him. Oh, this looks cold. He's got his baklava on, gloves. He's still kind of hitting out in front of him. But this one looks better. Oh, these are heels. So I bet what happened is that he got a little tired, and as a result of that, what's up, Brian? Hey, he's here. You can see it now, right? What's going on here? I honestly think the more tired you get, the more your form corrects itself because it has to. I think in the beginning, which we talked about a little bit, right? You're so caught up in thinking and understanding that you're filming yourself and that I'm going to watch it, that you're trying to overcorrect for perfection. And then at a certain point in the workout, like these are hills, so you're going to feel it. And then you actually end up correcting yourself because you're not thinking about your form anymore. You're just getting out there and flowing. And so that's what I really liked about the workout that I'll share that workout with again because I was not showing it on my screen. That's what I really appreciated about this workout is that we made the point to say, hey, you need to just flow and go for rhythm, and this very much corrects that. These are much different than the hills that you're doing now. It could have been because it looks like it's freezing. You have to tell me, and then you're indoor here. Also, the spikes are going to give you that extra juice. But these are much better. These are nice and open and flowing. Or at least this clip right here is right, which is about the extent that I can see. And even over here, I can see a little bit on this back stretch or home stretch. I don't know which one it is, but you just look like you're flowing, like you're sprinting, and you have the pressure of all these kids around. So that's excellent change from the hill work that we were just looking at. Okay. So look at the difference there. Look at the smoothness. Yes, it was below freezing and I was overthinking. Yeah. Uh, good for you for getting out there. Below freezing is nothing that I have to deal with. But then, like I'm saying, like as this workout appears to keep going, you get better, and I think it's I think it's a lot of it is because your brain gets turned off, right? So I don't know if you were here for my failed attempt of the biology of running presentation that I have, but we'll go into that as well. There's many there. I need to spruce it up. Right? That looks much different to me. That's almost like a hobble. Compared to this, looks a bit more smooth. Still a little bit overextended, but more smooth. And when it's below freezing, you know, you're going to take a while to get warm. So that could be the result of no worries. You didn't miss anything, Brian. I completely botched it and I need to redo it. I was doing it while I was on vacation to have something ready and I just wasn't prepared. So that's a lesson for me because the physics lesson I gave was great. And the biology lesson I just gave was a F. So I'll redo that for everyone involved. But I'll make sure to include the portion of you know, it's actually a good point. Like the overthinking video I have is doing really well, and it's because a lot of people struggle with that as runners, and it makes the world a difference when you find the balance of overthinking or not thinking enough. You know, obviously you're not going to think about nothing, but as you said on our call, Brian, picking the one thing that matters most for that session, for that race, and focusing on that rather than everything. And as I am an online coach and giving feedback, as much feedback as I can, because I want to provide the max value in the shortest amount of time for you, it can feel overwhelming. So we'll go over. I'll try to make sure to put that in our biology of running lesson that will come about. Yeah. Brian, if you're still there, what percentage would you say this was? I know I gave you parameters around race pace, but in this exact moment, because I don't know where you started. It looks like you started behind where the camera could see. So by the time you got here, that had to be, it was a 200-meter track, right? So you basically ran a 120 already. So what percentage are you at as you come into this frame and you exit the frame? Do you recall that? 90, 95. Good. Very good. Because if that's your form there at 90, 95, then we found I think a big unlock for you, which is to really be focused, like implement the one thing that we talked about in our session, right? Which, and I'm referring to it as the one thing because it will change from session to session or from series to series. But after that, really focus on your rhythm and relaxation because that looks great, right? If you're able to maintain that kind of form at 90, 95%, then we don't have anything to worry about. Now we can just turn up the heat as far as like getting your speed training in at that percentage with that form. This form also, right? I started at the start line in lane one. Yeah, so the start line for the 400 is going to be on the curve, or the 100 will be over here, or the 200 over here. Which start line do you mean? So Brian, the next cue for you, um, the 400-meter start line. But that would be over here, right? Oh, it's over here. Oh, I see. It's over there. I don't know. Okay, Brian, the next cue for you as you get to your race on Sunday is to be a bit more aggressive grabbing the track. It is on this. Okay. We'll have to talk about it because I'm confused as for where the start line is, but that's okay. It doesn't matter right now. The next cue for you as you get ready for your race and you get on the track on Sunday, on top of your rhythm and relaxation, is to really, okay, got it. That makes sense. Gotcha. Okay. Um, is to really grab the track and push it behind you. So I spoke about this before. Whenever you don't have a meet, like after this meet, we'll need to do some resistance running, with which the hills are. We just have to figure out how to be natural on the hill. But right here, you see how your foot kind of passively swings through, and I need that to be a bit more aggressive of a motion of really grabbing the track and then pushing behind. Does that make sense? Because you see how you're hitting still a little bit in front of you here. And that's just because you're not grabbing as your foot is. Yeah, grab and push. Good. That will help prevent you from hitting way out here. This is a big break that you're operating on. But whenever you can snap that foot underneath, grab and push, it will hit closer to your center of mass, and that will help you. That will help your knee drive forward, which we discussed, and then obviously it'll help your speed, and it'll help it feel more natural, and it'll help your rhythm, and it'll create that chain reaction that we discussed, where like once you get going, you shouldn't have to think about it at all. It should just be a reaction that keeps happening. That will help you feel what I mean by that. Because right now it looks better than the hills, but you're still operating with your foot hitting just in front of you. So it's just a little break, little break, little break. Okay. All right. Well, Brian, best of luck on Sunday. You're going to do awesome. I can't wait to discuss it with you and go over what we need. And how it went. Just your first meet of the season. It's always exciting. I told Brian basically like your adrenaline is always extra high during the first meet, and then you kind of settle into the season. So it'll be fun. We're all wishing you the best of luck. Got it. Thanks. Okay. Let me know if you need anything. Thanks for stopping by. I will see everyone next time. I will come prepared. That's my lesson for today. All right. See you, everybody.